Thank you, Dr. Rockland.
We put on the presenter. Presenter's view. Let's put on the presenter's view. It is. No, I don't. Oh, is it? No, I don't think so. Shift. Let's go back. There.
Okay. Our next speaker is Bianca Bernstein.
I was prepared to cut it short, figuring nobody would be here and this would go way over. So, to start, let me express my deep appreciation to the Fellows Committees and the leadership of this division and membership, my nominators, supporters, and colleagues near and far for this wonderful recognition. I am truly honored and grateful. Life and careers are journeys that we as counseling psychologists aim to understand as scholars and enrich as practitioners. Being named a fellow presents a moment to reflect deliberately and personally upon what I have done and why. I'd like to be personal here to begin with a why. I've been privileged to enjoy a rich and varied career. I've been a professor, graduate dean, director of the National Science Foundation, principal investigator of some very large grants, and the nourishing roles of wife, mother, grandmother, sister, and daughter. But my journey to today began with a host of barriers and very few supports. I was born in Argentina. Nope. There we go. I was born in South America, where my refugee family had escaped, barely, from Nazi Germany, with only cameras to barter rather than money, no possessions, no education, no contacts, no means of making a living. They survived in a jungle village of Bolivia, learning the indigenous languages, later crossed illegally into Argentina, and eventually immigrated to the United States. I was an only child, raised by my grandparents in this small house in a rural town in California. They made do by selling the eggs from 50 usually sick chickens and working in a sweatshop. My family only spoke German and worked around the clock, so I had no such experiences as reading together, no parent-teacher conferences, even at the school across the street, no friend and family get-togethers, no play dates, nor any of the television mainstays that teach kids about American life. When we moved to San Francisco, I experienced the disconnect between my rather isolated upbringing and this big new world. I so appreciated my diverse group of friends, and yet I felt like an outsider. I buried myself in my books, but could not see beyond tomorrow. I had a lot going for me, and yet there were pieces I needed and wanted that I could not identify at the time. What puzzle pieces were missing? First, connections through language were weak. Until my junior year of college, my family still only spoke German at home. They added broken English only when I met my husband during my junior year of college, my love of the last 48 years. Some of you said 16, 46th anniversary this year. My family spoke "Du sollst mehr essen," which means you should eat more. But there was no language to talk about academics, no American friends of the family from whom to learn. Guidance was scarce. I was an honors student and a school leader, but my school counselors told me that I should just go to the junior college nearby. After all, I was only a girl, and my family couldn't pay anyway. Role models were missing. I watched my mother beat the odds. Her last day of school had been when she was 12, and the Nazis murdered her teacher and burned down her school. But she was enormously resilient and eventually became a successful small businesswoman. To her dismay, small business wasn't my thing. Among Holocaust families, survival is the theme, not thriving. No mention of college, interests, or career. The script written for me was to marry soon. So very strangely, I thought that my wedding was my goal, period. What about mentors? How about those people who encourage you, tell you that you can do it? We talked about encouragement earlier. Inspire you to imagine possibilities, introduce you to people who could help you, teach you the ropes, the hidden curriculum. Nope, not really, not at that time. Well, clearly I have the strength to find my way, and I persisted. But I set out to share puzzle pieces with others that I wish I would have had. That has been the theme in my various life and career roles. But the goal is most clearly represented through the body of work my team calls CareerWise. CareerWise projects examine and address the attrition of women from science and engineering graduate programs, academic contexts where women, and even more markedly women of color, are vastly underrepresented. With an outstanding group of student and faculty collaborators over the years, we build on what we know as counseling psychologists about prevention and intervention. From a feminist perspective, and I love this picture, this is Gloria Steinem and me, she's one of my all-time favorites. We look at how we can help women think and act in the moment when personal, interpersonal, or institutional challenges arise that, for many, interfere with their intentions to persist in STEM. Our team examines whether and how it is possible to offer or supplement the types of support that mentors and counselors might otherwise provide. We ask, what are the teachable elements of resilience? And can we provide the support and instruction in an effective and scalable way? We aim to reach women with the puzzle pieces that some of us missed along the way for this reason or that. We developed a comprehensive resilience training program delivered over the internet that has attracted tens of thousands of users from around the world. The CareerWise curriculum translates and applies research in counseling psychology and the social sciences to the everyday challenges that women encounter in STEM doctoral programs. Over 60 content and skill modules are organized into 4 categories, roughly those up there. And modules include comics, learning objectives, self-tests, and so on. These are 3 examples from the Understand Yourself category. We developed 2 special features. We include a library of, and you'll see that at the upper half of the slide, of what we call Her Stories. These are 180 video clips from interviews with successful women scientists and engineers about how they dealt with specific types of situations in graduate school. In our language of counseling psychology, Her Stories are coping models. In the second special feature, we provide 3 simulations in an interactive multimodal environment. The simulations are designed to practice interpersonal communication skills in difficult situations. The user can watch videotaped interactions, for example, between a disparaging advisor and a woman student, select the best response for the student from several options, and then watch the consequences. The simulation continues similar to a choose-your-own-adventure experience. We set up a studio actually at ASU and had a great time filming this with professional actors and directors on a wide interdisciplinary team. What have we learned? Just a couple of examples. Is that how much is left? Yeah. Okay, I'll talk quickly. What? Okay, thank you. We have consistent quantitative and qualitative evidence for the effectiveness of the program for improving targeted knowledge and skills, doing RCTs with waitlist control groups. We found that students at risk of attrition, which we defined as problematic advising relationships, since that contributes a great deal to attrition at the graduate level, showed even higher learning gains than other students. We learned a lot about online instructional strategies, textual material. For example, textual material and simulations appear to produce similar learning gains, which is interesting. And animated characters with human voices may be as effective as the very expensive form of live actors in producing learning. We developed a variety of instruments to measure active listening and communication skills for graduate students. The STEM community seems to be very interested in that sort of thing. The quality and customization of the training program have been better because of our interdisciplinary approach. Our counseling psych students work with others from science, engineering, education, communication, human factors, educational technology, and theater. Our student developers and researchers have learned so much about other disciplinary traditions, their vocabularies, and their methodologies. None of this body of work could have been accomplished without the immense contributions of a large group of colleagues. This is some of the CareerWise leadership team, along with a guy who does PhD comics. How many of you know what that is? He came to campus and we use all of his comics, so he loved it. And he sent out a Twitter and we immediately had about 8,000 hits with him. A large group of colleagues and students. Over 50 graduate students actually have participated in the development and research efforts of the CareerWise Lab. I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to the graduate assistants, along with my advisees and dozens of students who have helped bring this dream to fruition and have so enriched my days. And last but not least, I express my deep appreciation to my collaborators, my colleagues, friends, and feminist powerhouses, both within the profession and within the academy and outside of the academy. These are some of my graduates, who have, oops, who is that? Let's see. Sorry, well, Lisa, you're there. Where are you, Lisa? You see, yeah, a bunch of people who have contributed such important pieces to my puzzle. That is information about CareerWise if you want to look at it. Thank you so much for this honor.